We all have questions.
What is it that hinders me, stopping me from getting to where I want to go?
Find the answers on The Dani Johnson Show.
You can't reach for anything if your hands are still full of yesterday's junk.
Keep moving forward with Dani Johnson.
So that you can get to the destiny that you're after. There is another way to live, my friend. There is.
This is The Dani Johnson Show.
I used to be a person that was just so completely overreactive on anything. I used to be that kind of person that thought that everyone was somehow out to get me, that I could never say anything right, and that everything I did was always wrong, and everybody around me knew it. And I always played out this victim role of, poor me, I can never do anything right. No one likes me. Nobody ever wants to be around me. People are just mean to me. Why is it that I only find mean people? Welcome to the Dani Johnson Show. We're talking about that sneaky little devil called offense that somehow sneaks into our lives, usually when we're younger. And then we like to entertain it. We like to coddle it. We like to treat it like a baby and bottle feed it. Some reason we like to keep it inside of our lives. People who carry offense, what does that mean to you, right? You're like, what are you talking about? What do you mean carry offense? What is that? That when we take offense to correction, when we take offense to somebody else's opinion, I see this all the time in people. I've been working with tons of people, like hundreds of thousands of people for the last 25 years in my profession as a speaker, a business consultant, and a financial expert. Hundreds of thousands of people that I've come across face to face in my life. And I can tell you that there are some that have been taught to take offense over somebody else's color of their skin or their gender or based on what God they serve. And so right away, in fact, I've seen it even with people who've written things to us, you know, notes that they've written us after I'm speaking on stage. You know, I might be wearing, I don't know, nothing that's inappropriate, obviously, but I just don't like the way she walks. It offends me. Well, usually from the religious people, you know, religious people, they have no life. It's so sad. Oh, wait a minute. I think it was, Jesus offended the religious people too. Those self-righteous religious ones who said, oh, I'm so good and you're so not. His very presence actually offended people. Well, I used to be that person that I assumed you were against me. I assumed that you hated me. I assumed that you wouldn't like me. I assumed, and I treated you as though you were that person that didn't like me, didn't like what I had to say, and didn't want to be around me. And so when you carry offense, you actually offend people, even somewhat on purpose. Offense can be a poison, a literal poison that goes deep within your soul. Rots you out like a fungus on a finger. Have you ever seen a fungus on a finger? You know, it starts really small, pretty well undetected initially. But pretty soon, when that is ignored, that fungus begins to spread. It grows, and then it overtakes your entire nail bed, killing your entire fingernail. Then you go nailless. Ew. You've seen that before, right? It's kind of gross. It happened to my son once. Recently, actually, just a couple months ago. You have to kill the fungus so the fungus doesn't continue to eat through your skin. That's what offense is. Offense goes deep and it rots you from the inside out. You begin to feel like no one likes you. Everyone is against you, that there's something wrong with you. And you also are somebody who has a lot of stress and you overreact to people and to their opinions. And if somebody doesn't think the way you think, well, then you quickly reject that person. If they don't wear the kind of clothes that you think they ought to wear, if they don't serve the same God you serve, well, then you don't want anything to do with them. Oh, that's a great way to spread a gospel. That's actually spreading a gospel of immaturity, hatred, intolerance, certainly not the gospel of peace. Anyway, that was a zinger, wasn't it? Anyway, today we're going to be talking about the price that all of us have paid through that disgusting, evil, demonic force of offense. Because it really is a real thing. It is evil. And it hurts the relationships that you have with others. It actually will hurt the business or the career that you're trying to grow in, because we literally have judgment inside of our heads that causes people to want to stay away from us. So has offense, do you get offended really easily? Or do you defend yourself? Because the fruit of offense is defense. Defending yourself, defending your position. Some people even try to fight with their Bibles. Now that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, that's certainly going to win somebody over into believing the Bible, but they like to fight and say, no, I'm right, you're wrong. Anytime you are defensive with people, it is surely a sign that you have been offended. And the Bible clearly says that being offended is stupid. It's foolish. It's not wise. It actually hurts you, and it really hurts others. So let's talk about this today. Do you get offended easily? What offends you? What offends you? What bugs you that's going on maybe out there in the family or at work or in our government today or in our church today? What seems to just push your button that causes you to react, and then you get yourself in a situation, you find yourself defensive even in an argument? What gets your goat? Why do I want to bring this up today? Because we want to see you succeed. Here at Dani Johnson, the Dani Johnson Show, we're about seeing you and setting you up for great success. And if you want to be in a leadership role, whether that's at home or in the marketplace, you cannot be somebody who is easily offended. One of the greatest leaders that I've studied in the Bible, next to Yeshua, the Savior, the Messiah, would be King David. King David, his leadership skills were really, really profound. And it says in in Psalms, that he refused to take offense. That when somebody attacked him, attacked his character, attacked his nobility, attacked his purity, attacked his track record, when somebody has done that to you, what do you do? What is your response? 844-200-3264. 844-200-3264. King David's response was he refused to accept it. He refused to internalize it. He chose to quickly forgive and give the benefit of the doubt. He chose to forgive, give the benefit of the doubt, and to bless his enemies, loved his enemies. 844-200-3264. Even when it hurts really, really bad. I want you to call me and tell me about the most offended place you've ever been in your life, the biggest hurt that you've ever had, and how have you been able to overcome in that? Or are you still wrestling through and you need some help pushing through that? Is it your boss at work? Was it a client that said something about you or to your face that just, man, right? Just you started to internalize it and you stewed over it and it began to boil and started to rot and it's just putrid smelling. Can you smell it even right now? It comes out of your mouth. It's disgusting. And then it makes you also not go all in on that job. You're afraid now. You've created limits for yourself because you don't want that to happen again. You don't want to get hurt again. And so we try to think that somehow we can protect ourselves from getting hurt, but we cannot protect ourselves from getting hurt. We can't. But what we can do when we do get hurt is to forgive. 844-200-3264. That's 844-200-DANI. We're going to be taking your call, hearing your story. This is your show. This is your time to either get advice about how to move past that sludgy fungus that seems to be rotting inside of your belly, or how have you been able to overcome in this place? I'm telling you what, offense is something that is presented to you and me all the time. It is. It clearly is presented to you and me. It's presented in our marriages. I know for me, throughout the years, there's always opportunity to be hurt. There's always opportunity to take something in the wrong context. There's always an opportunity to get upset with something that wasn't done, a promise that wasn't kept, a commitment that someone didn't follow through with. And it's really easy to let our head just go round and round like, I can't believe that he did that. I can't believe she said that. Why in the world does she not know? Or why in the world did he even think for 2 seconds that that was the truth? I am completely hurt that he did not defend me. Do you know what I'm saying? Have you had these words go off in your head? I've had those things in my marriage where I had allowed without knowing it. And mind you, I'm a person who really believes in forgiveness. I do. I practice it sometimes on a daily basis. But hurts can slip in. And those hurts then change the way we see even the person we sleep with every single day. It can change how we see our kids, our friends, our coworkers, our clients, the TV personalities that you're watching every day, the radio that you're listening to every day. It literally defies clarity. It clouds. It makes us numb and a little dumb. Do you have confusion about you, about your life, about your future? There's a good chance that there's a deep-seated hurt. And with that hurt comes offense. And now we get offended so easily. We fly off the handle so easily. We assume far too much. And in that, when we do that at work, we get passed up. We don't get promoted. We don't get raises. We don't get bonuses. But instead, we get passed by. And oftentimes, those who are carrying around that deep hurt with them all the time, they don't even know why they've been passed by. They don't even know why they've not gotten that promotion or that raise, because they have failed to look in the mirror. They failed to look and see what other people are looking at every single day. They have failed to look at that attitude that they're carrying into the marketplace, carrying into the grocery store or at the gas station. Listen, if people in third world countries who have absolutely nothing can walk around with a smile and a hip in their step and a glide in their stride, what's wrong with you? Huh? What's wrong with you? That you can't smile when you're at work? You're at work. I hate my job, Dani. You don't know. I hate my boss, too. He's a jerk. Now, I think you might be the jerk. You might be the jerk. Because you are completely ungrateful that somebody actually took a risk on you and is willing to invest into you, willing to help you make your mortgage payment every month, willing to help you put food on the table every day for your family. The jerk is the one who says, I hate my boss. And if you hate your boss, it's because you've been offended somewhere back in your past. You've been offended and you ate the poison, not even realizing it. We're going to uncover the truth about offense, hurt, how it affects the finances and the family right after this.
Stay right where you are for more of The Dani Johnson Show.
Okay, if you know me at all, I don't want you spending a penny more than you have to on anything. This is one of those things. If you're a business owner and take credit cards, you're paying too much unless you're working with my friend Kevin at Prestige Merchant Solutions. He's so confident that if he can't save you money, he'll pay you $100. Listen, if you're accepting payment by credit cards, check it out. 850-200-0709. That's 850-200-0709. Kevin guarantees 5-star service. He guarantees he'll save you money and he'll pay you $100 if he can't. No risk, right? So what are you waiting for? Call today. It's quick to change your current service, incredibly reliable, 24/7 support, and payments are processed quickly. Tell him Dani sent you. There's nothing to lose. Call 850-200-0709. 850-200-0709. Stop overpaying today.
Radio talk show host Dani Johnson in Kadwa, Haiti.
Hi, I'm Dani Johnson, and I'm here with Vida in her tiny little home. This home is the size of many people's closets in the United States of America. Now, we're sitting on a bed, just a piece of sheet or plastic that these beautiful babies sleep on. They have nothing. This family has nothing. No water, no food, nothing. Won't you do something? The Bible says that if you ignore the cry of the poor, then you too will cry and be ignored. They're not asking for nice clothes. They're asking for food. That's it. Food, water. You can help. We want to build her a home. We want to bring water, clean, fresh water here. But we can't do it alone. We need you.
Help us radically change a community. Go to kingsransom.org to make your donation to Kadwa, Haiti. That's kingsransom.org.
Freedom is fragile and costly, and must be defended by work and by faith, and even by blood.
What if standing for your faith stood in the way of evil?
Now, your ministry reaches more people than the evening news, and I need you to get up there and announce that you fully support this bill.
I cannot water down the gospel to advance anybody's political agenda.
Would you be prepared to face scandal?
The girl is dead, John. They're saying that you killed her.
I didn't kill anybody.
Surveillance.
They're watching for you.
Censorship.
They can't silence the truth.
And persecution.
I didn't know where else to go.
You're going to be charged with first-degree murder.
Your husband is a fugitive. Persecuted. Starring Fred Thompson, James Remar, and Natalie Grant. Rated PG-13. Parents strongly cautioned. In theaters now.
If you take away a man's right to speak his mind in a country founded on that very principle, you don't really have a country now, do you?
Is God calling you to the entertainment industry? Do you want to rise for Him? Do you want to be an actor, model, singer, or dancer and shine for God? Do you think the world needs better role models? Do you want to be a star for the Most High God? Actors, models, and talent for Christ is coming to a city near you. A new generation of Christian performers is rising. Call 800-STAR-420 or go to amtcaudition.com. God gave you talent for a reason, and that is to shine for Him. So we are searching for actors, models, singers, and dancers. Go to amtcaudition.com to find out when and where the next free audition will be held. Entertainment is the best opportunity for Christians to change the world, and the time is now. Are you ready for that call? 800-STAR-420 or go to amtcaudition.com. That's actors, models, and talent for Christ. Register for your audition today. Dani Johnson here, and you're listening to The Dani Johnson Show with tens of thousands of people just like you. People thinking about what you think about, talking about what you talk about, and needing the same products and services you need. It's a place where like-minded consumers gather, savvy business owners, marketing directors, and responsive individuals making significant buying decisions. From consumer home goods and services to business products, people just like you needing the same things you need. They should be buying your product and service or doing business with your company. I'd love to help. To find out how to advertise on this show, email info@intelerep.com. That's info at intelerep.com. Or call 251-928-9400. That's info@intelerep.com or 251-928-9400.
Hello?
Improving the quality of your life. The Dani Johnson Show.
I love it.
Being hurt is your choice. Being offended is your choice. You have complete control over your life, how you think, and what is inside your heart. You make the choice every single day as to whether or not you allow the hurt to go deep inside of your heart. If you have been able to overcome hurts, if you've been able to overcome being that person that was always getting offended all the time, I want to hear from you. 844-200-3264. Again, that's 844-200-DANI. I've got one line actually that is open, 5 that are on hold. We're going to go to the phones right now and hear your story. How do you handle offense? What is your take on this thing about the hurts that we have from our past? How has it polluted your life? We're going to hear those stories right here, right now. I've got line 6. We have Sarah from California. Sarah, welcome to the Dani Johnson Show. What ails you, honey? What's hurting you right now?
Well, my family is not supporting me.
What do you mean they're not supporting you?
Well, I gave up my daughter for adoption.
Oh, baby. Oh, my gosh. Hold on. Right there. Oh, my gosh, Sarah. How are you?
I have finally found a little peace with it. It's an open adoption.
How long ago was this?
She was born January 5th of 2013.
Oh, my gosh. So she's a year and a half.
Yeah.
And are the parents really following through with this open adoption?
They're actually going back on their word.
Oh, gosh. Sarah.
So I'm actually, I just got the adoption paperwork from the adoption agency. I am going to try and find a lawyer to figure out what my rights are to make sure that they cannot make it a closed adoption on me.
They can't. They can't make it a closed adoption. But when you say they're going back on their word, meaning they're not allowing you to see her. They're not allowing you to talk to her. What was the agreement? And did you get the agreement in writing?
Unfortunately, no.
Oh, Sarah. How old are you?
I just turned 32 on Sunday, actually.
Okay. You know, I was in the same exact situation when I was 18. Exact same situation. I was 17 and pregnant. And when I got pregnant, I was so excited about this baby, even though it was out of wedlock. But I remember saying these words over and over again, no one can take this baby from me. This is mine. My boyfriend, when he found out that I was pregnant, he got very violent in my apartment and said, get an abortion. And this is a Christian boy whose parents were high up in their church. Get an abortion or I'm going to break up with you. I said, then break up with me. I don't care. I don't care. I don't need you. This baby is mine and no one can take this baby away from me. I fought him to stop badgering me. As soon as I passed the legal time for an abortion, he then stopped badgering me about an abortion. And I got placenta previa, which meant I had to be bedridden, and I was on doctor's orders to be bedridden. And my parents disowned me when I got pregnant, so I had no help. And then his parents offered to take me in, that I could move in with him and them. Obviously, they didn't allow us to sleep together, which, you know, was fine. But right away, as soon as I moved in, they started to work on me about adoption. And behind my back, this family started talking and interviewing other families. And I will never forget this. All of them came home from work at the same time and had like a 20, 30-minute meeting in the garage.
No way.
Oh, yeah. And they're sitting there in the garage, and all of a sudden they come through the door and they say, hey, can we talk to you? I'm like, sure. You can meet us in the game room. They hand me a file folder. And this is what they said to me. This is what his parents said to me. Christian people, high up in their church. You know, you and Brent are not going to get married. They are condoning their son's irresponsibility here of not marrying the mother of their child. They're telling him not to marry me right in front of me. You and Brent are not going to get married. How are you going to support this child? What if your father does to this child what he's done to you? You're going to have to end up working, or you're going to be on welfare for the rest of your life. You're not going to be able to provide for this child on your own. This went on and on and on. After they had said those words, what if your father touches this child the way he touched you? I had been molested by my father, violently abused by my father. So this was desperate. Yeah, well. There you go. Now hold on one second. I'm going to continue in this story, and we're going to unfold a solution for you, Sarah, right after this.
Stay right where you are for more of The Dani Johnson Show.
Okay, if you know me at all, I don't want you spending a penny more than you have to on anything. This is one of those things. If you're a business owner and take credit cards, you're paying too much unless you're working with my friend Kevin at Prestige Merchant Solutions. He's so confident that if he can't save you money, he'll pay you $100. Listen, if you're accepting payment by credit cards, check it out. 850-200-0709. That's 850-200-0709. Kevin guarantees 5-star service. He guarantees he'll save you money, and he'll pay you $100 if he can't. No risk, right? So what are you waiting for? Call today. It's quick to change your current service, incredibly reliable, 24/7 support, and payments are processed quickly. Tell him Dani sent you. There's nothing to lose. Call 850-200-0709. 850-200-0709. Stop overpaying today. tell yourself that life isn't that bad. You relish the small pleasures. Drive-through coffee, big screen TV, vacations bought on credit cards. But that's as good as life gets unless you take a leap of faith. This is millionaire author, radio and television show host Dani Johnson, inviting you to join me for 2 days where you will acquire the skills to make the life you crave a reality. Call now 844-200-DANI or visit firststepstosuccess.com.
Ever wondered how to advertise on the Dani Johnson Show with tens of thousands of people just like you listening, thinking about the things you do, talking about the things you do, and needing products and services you need? Savvy business owners and marketing directors advertise on the Dani Johnson Show. Advertise your products or services on the Dani Johnson Show. Email info@intellerep.com or call 251-928-9400, 251-928-9400.
As a homeschool parent, you know you've taken a tremendous responsibility. Some children need straightforward academics. Sometimes a child struggles and needs a little extra support. Help is available and is as simple as a few strokes on your computer keyboard at homeschoolworksforyou.com. That's homeschoolworks, the number 4, the letter U.com. Homeschoolworksforyou.com is a terrific program to help homeschoolers and offers classes for grades 5 through 12 and has resources for tutoring, college planning, and testing, all taught from a biblically conservative view. Classes are flexible, and there's a variety of options for the complex schedules. Choose one class or many, depending upon your children's individual needs. Homeschoolworksforyou.com is a convenient online platform designed so all you need is a computer and an internet connection. It's also incredibly affordable. Visit their website today, homeschoolworksforyou.com. That's homeschoolworks, the number 4, the letter U.com.
Here's more great news for Christians. If you're looking for an affordable, God-honoring healthcare solution, the doors are always open at Medishare. As a Christian healthcare sharing ministry, Medishare receives a special provision under the new law, so you're free to enroll anytime. It's affordable, with options to fit every budget. It's accepted. You can choose from America's largest network of health providers. And it's portable. You can take it with you wherever you go. Best of all, it's biblical. You never have to pay for things that go against your beliefs. Medishare is healthcare with peace of mind.
Learn how thousands of Christians can help you save on your health care. For your free information guide, call 855-90-BIBLE. Not available in Montana. Medishare, affordable biblical health care. Call 855-90-BIBLE. That's 855-90-BIBLE.
Okay, if you know me at all, I don't want you spending a penny more than you have to on anything. This is one of those things. If you're a business owner and take credit cards, you're paying too much unless you're working with my friend Kevin at Prestige Merchant Solutions. He's so confident that if he can't save you money, he'll pay you $100. Listen, if you're accepting payment by credit cards, check it out. 850-200-0709. That's 850-200-0709. Kevin guarantees 5-star service. He guarantees he'll save you money, and he'll pay you $100 if he can't. No risk, right? So what are you waiting for? Call today. It's quick to change your current service, incredibly reliable, 24/7 support, and payments are processed quickly. Tell him Dani sent you. There's nothing to lose. Call 850-200-0709. 850-200-0709. Stop overpaying today. There I was, 17 and totally impressionable. Being rejected by my biological father, being rejected by the man that adopted me and raised me, verbally abused me, physically grabbing me by the throat, shoving me up against walls so that I'd be eye to eye with this man who was 6'10", 350 pounds. This man would kick me across the room with his size 16 shoe. He also sexually touched me when I was just a budding teenager. I was totally rejected by my parents when I found out that I was pregnant, and I wanted so desperately to gain acceptance from other people that I ended up doing something stupid, having sex out of wedlock.
I got pregnant first time with my boyfriend. And this was a nice Christian family who I wanted to be a part of so bad. I wanted so desperately. I wished that they were my parents. So here I am. I'm so impressionable. And I'm pregnant with their grandchild. But they did not want me or that child. So Sarah's joining me right now. She's in the midst of an open adoption. She had a baby a 1.5 years ago, and her family is not supporting her. Sarah, I so identify with your story, and I'm so sorry what has happened. I've been in your shoes. This was 28 years ago. Actually, yeah, 28 years ago is when this entire mess started in my life. Long story short, they convinced me to have an open adoption. And I went against my better judgment, and I did something I regret with everything that is in me. I regret it with everything that is in me, Sarah. I wish I could turn back the hands of time. This family that came in, he was a salesman and a businessman, and he said, oh, my wife is going to raise the baby full time, and we believe in an open adoption where the baby's going to have 2 mommies and 2 daddies so that she'll never have rejection or separation or abandonment issues. The baby will be able to see you whenever you want. When she's 5 years old and she wants to come and visit you, we'll just put her on a plane and send her up to you. You'll be there when she crawls. You'll be there when she walks. You'll be there to hear her voice, and she will hear your voice. You'll be a part of her life. This is what
That's what they told me.
Oh, baby. This is exactly what was sold to me, Sarah. And here, again, they were Christians. They worked out. They had money. Their house was paid off. They were from California. I was from California. And here, when that family, when Brent and his parents all met up, and they came and put me in that room, and then handed me this file, I read the first resume and said, no way. I read the second resume and I went, oh my gosh, I wish these people had raised me. And they said, how could you not give your child what these people could give your child? How could you hurt a baby like that? I went to bed crying my eyes out, Sarah. Sarah, I was bawling. And from that day forward, I began to have nightmares of my dad touching the baby, who I didn't know if it was a boy or a girl. But I imagined, what if this is a daughter? And what if he molests her the way he molested me? I'd wake up, Sarah, crying, screaming in the middle of the night. I was tormented from that day forward and felt so much guilt. How could I hurt my baby? What if my dad beat my child the way he beat me? I was so manipulated, Sarah. And I made the biggest mistake I'd ever made. I waited to the last minute to sign those papers. In fact, I was a week late signing those papers. So I understand. I know that when January came around and your baby turned 1, I know that when January came around, January 1st, you began to get so depressed. Your heart began to be so heavy. For 14 years, that happened to me until I met my baby girl when she was 14.
And see, I don't want that. I want to be a part of my daughter's life.
Yes.
You know, they have 2 other adopted babies. They have 2 adopted sons. The sons are 9 and 7. And, you know, and they know that they're adopted. The boys know that they are adopted. They have separate moms. The boys have separate moms.
Yep.
And their moms are not in the picture.
Wow.
And the adopted mom says that she wants for me to wait to see my daughter until the boys are older. She goes, I want to wait till the boys are older because I don't want to have to explain to them as to why their mothers are not in the picture and you are. And I'm like, that's not my problem.
No, that's not the promise that they made. They told you can see your daughter. Now, let me tell you something. If it's an open adoption, you can go see your daughter. There's nothing illegal about it. And that's how this whole thing turned around when my daughter was 14. So, and that's what happened, is that the adopted father, by the way, cut me off for years. I allowed him to do that. He said, if you come anywhere near my town, I will have you thrown in jail. I allowed his intimidation to shut me down. They promised to send letters and pictures of my daughter every 3 months. They promised that I would see her. They promised that whenever I call and ask that I want to come and visit, I could. So then all of a sudden, as soon as adoptive papers were signed, they cut off. They changed their phone number. They changed their address. They reneged on everything. And then it got worse when I became successful. And then I'm all over television. And I'm not kidding you. They manipulated like you cannot even imagine what they did. And the bottom line is, God Almighty knows the truth. And God Almighty, I don't even want to tell you what happened to Brent's parents. I don't even want to tell you. I haven't done anything to anybody. And God has brought his judgment where his judgment needed to be brought. He brought his correction on the people who completely took advantage of a 17-year-old girl. So here's the deal.
I'm not asking for her back.
No, you want the promise that they made you. And by the way, that's such a lame excuse. They can bring that child to a place where you can see the child. The boys don't need to be there. Find a babysitter for the boy. Dad, take the boys out for the day. The boys are probably in school. This is nothing but an excuse. But I want you to call the state of California. I want you to tell them. Okay, and they told you, you can go find your daughter. You can see her. It's an open adoption. There is no law that prohibits, at least back 14 years ago, no, 10 years ago, when hold on, how old is she? 27 now. 13 years ago, there was no law. This is what they said to me. I called 5 different people. I talked to 3 different supervisors, and here's what they said. If it's an open adoption, there is no law that prohibits a mother from finding her child. You can go, and you can go now. And I did. And I did. And I helped my daughter no longer sleeping around. Helped my daughter go from failing in her grades to A's in her grades. Helped my daughter to clean up her life and stop taking drugs. Because the life in which she had been raised in put her in sex at 13, pregnant even, losing a child at 13, sleeping with 17-year-old boys, failing in school, and completely tormented by a perverted man that was within her home. So cleaned up her life. She's now married. She now has 4 kids, trying to adopt 2 kids. So if you pursue, there's no legal recourse that can come against you. And according to the state, they even can help you find somebody to make sure that this does not happen. I'd be serving them papers saying, this is what you agreed to, and this is what I'm asking for, period. And you need to pursue it. I wished, Sarah, that I was not so young and impressionable that I allowed someone to intimidate me. I allowed his threat that was not even legal. Do you know what I mean? He couldn't stop me from coming and seeing my child. He couldn't stop that from happening. He agreed to an open adoption. He promised and sold me that it was best for the child so the child did not have rejection or abandonment issues. Here's another thing. They promised she would always know she was adopted. They did not tell her. The neighbor told her when she was 5 years old. 5 years old, she finds out from the neighbor.
Yeah, the boys have known that they are adopted, and they told me that she will know that she's adopted. And they told my boyfriend, we broke up, but they told us that she will know that she's adopted and that she will know who I am. But they also said the morning that we signed the papers, they told my boyfriend and I that we will be aunt and uncle until she's old enough to understand who we are.
Wow. Okay, time out right there. Check this out. I cannot believe how close your story is to mine. We got to cut over to a break really quick. I want you, please don't make the mistake I made. These people that took my baby told my baby after she found out she was adopted, Sarah, that they didn't know me. They didn't know where I was, that I was a prostitute and a whore and a drug addict, and I had some 11 children, and she was the first one I gave up for adoption. That's what they told her. They knew I was successful. I sent them articles that I had been on, television shows I had been on. They knew that I was not what they would even say to my daughter, "You're white trash just like your mother." They told her they didn't know my name, didn't know where I was. They knew my address. I would send pictures of my other 4 children, sent Bibles, sent dresses, sent dolls. I sent gifts every birthday and Christmas. They did not give any of it to her. You need to make sure you exercise your rights, Sarah. Do not play the victim in this deal. That is what they agreed to. Now you get them to pony it up. This is Dani Johnson. We'll continue with more right after this.
The Dani Johnson Show makes you feel good.
Makes me feel good.
Okay, if you know me at all, I don't want you spending a penny more than you have to on anything. This is one of those things. If you're a business owner and take credit cards, you're paying too much unless you're working with my friend Kevin at Prestige Merchant Solutions. He's so confident that if he can't save you money, he'll pay you $100. Listen, if you're accepting payment by credit cards, check it out. 850-200-0709. That's 850-200-0709. Kevin guarantees 5-star service. He guarantees he'll save you money, and he'll pay you $100 if he can't. No risk, right? So what are you waiting for? Call today. It's quick to change your current service, incredibly reliable, 24/7 support, and payments are processed quickly. Tell him Dani sent you. There's nothing to lose. Call 850-200-0709. 850-200-0709. Stop overpaying today.
Radio talk show host Dani Johnson in Kadwa, Haiti.
Hi, I'm Dani Johnson, and I'm here with Vida in her tiny little home. This home is the size of many people's closets in the United States of America. Now, we're sitting on a bed, just a piece of sheet or plastic that these beautiful babies sleep on. They have nothing. This family has nothing. No water, no food, nothing. Won't you do something? The Bible says that if you ignore the cry of the poor, then you too will cry and be ignored. They're not asking for nice clothes. They're asking for food. That's it. Food, water. You can help. We want to build her a home. We want to bring water, clean, fresh water here. But we can't do it alone. We need you.
Help us radically change a community. Go to kingsransom.org to make your donation to Kadwa, Haiti. That's kingsransom.org.
Freedom is fragile and costly, and must be defended by work and by faith, and even by blood.
What if standing for your faith stood in the way of evil?
Now, your ministry reaches more people than the evening news, and I need you to get up there and announce that you fully support this bill.
I cannot water down the gospel to advance anybody's political agenda.
Would you be prepared to face scandal?
The girl is dead, John. They're saying that you killed her.
I didn't kill anybody.
Surveillance.
They're watching for you.
Censorship.
They gave silence the truth.
And persecution.
I didn't know where else to go.
You're going to be charged with first-degree murder.
Your husband is a fugitive. Persecuted. Starring Fred Thompson, James Remar, and Natalie Grant. Rated PG-13. Parents strongly cautioned. In theaters now.
If you take away a man's right to speak his mind in a country founded on that very principle, you don't really have a country now, do you?
Radio talk show host Dani Johnson in Kadwa, Haiti.
Hi, I'm Dani Johnson, and I'm here with Vida in her tiny little home. This home is the size of many people's closets in the United States of America. Now, we're sitting on a bed, just a piece of sheet or plastic that these beautiful babies sleep on. They have nothing. This family has nothing. No water, no food, nothing. Won't you do something? The Bible says that if you ignore the cry of the poor, then you too will cry and be ignored. They're not asking for nice clothes. They're asking for food. That's it. Food, water. You can help. We want to build her a home. We want to bring water, clean, fresh water here. But we can't do it alone. We need you.
Help us radically change a community. Go to kingsransom.org to make your donation to Kadwa, Haiti. That's kingsransom.org.
Dani Johnson here, and you're listening to The Dani Johnson Show with tens of thousands of people just like you. People thinking about what you think about, talking about what you talk about, and needing the same products and services you need. It's a place where like-minded consumers gather, savvy business owners, marketing directors, and responsive individuals making significant buying decisions. From consumer home goods and services to business products, people just like you needing the same things you need. They should be buying your product and service or doing business with your company. I'd love to help. To find out how to advertise on this show, email info@intellerep.com.
info@intele.com. That's info@intele.com. Or call 251-928-9400. That's info@intelerep.com or 251-928-9400.
And now, back to more of the Dani Johnson Show.
I hate injustice with a passion. Maybe you're one of those people that you can hear about somebody else being taken advantage of and you just go, oh, too bad, so sad for you. I'm not that person. I cannot stand it. I've been taken advantage so many times in my life, and I have watched people in powerful, influential positions take full advantage of the weak. And you and I are supposed to stand up and protect those people who are in those weak places. Now listen, I've been hurt a lot in my life. I just finished sharing a story with you of a painful is not even the word. But at the end of the day, I had to make the choice to forgive those parents who adopted my first baby. I had to make that choice because it was eating me alive. They promised so much, they delivered nothing but lies. Lies. Straight up lies. And these people are churchgoers. But here's what I know. I know that I have sinned just as much as them. And I had to make the choice to forgive. I had to make the choice to forgive. Why? Because it's my sin if I don't. And the fact is if I think that someone else is not worthy of being released from the lies that they've said about me or how they've stolen from me, well then, here's the reality. I'm just as wrong as they are because I have forgotten about the mistakes I've made and what Jesus has done for me. So being hurt quickly turns to a deep-rooted, festering fungus called offense, which then makes you a defensive person, a stressed-out person, a person who is overreactive, a person who trusts nobody, and a person who is constantly singing the victim song. We're dealing with offenses and hurts and walking you through the healing process of that today. And if you have already walked through that healing process, we want to hear about it. Line 5, we have Hillary from Virginia. Hillary, welcome to the Dani Johnson Show.
Hi.
What can we do for you today?
Yes, I was calling because I had a question. How do you deal with people who you haven't done anything to, but they'll find reasons to be offended with you? For an example, if you come in like a church setting, you come in, it's your new church setting, you're quiet, you don't mind staying in the background or whatever, and when they invite you like to different events and stuff, you have the option of saying no. But if you say no, then you're hiding something. And I just want to know, how do you deal with that? Because my family and I have been through a lot, and it's not that we have anything to hide. Sometimes we just don't have the money to participate with everything and everybody, and we just need to know how do we handle situations like that.
Yeah, girl, been there, done that. No fun. Why is it the church people are like that? You know what I mean? I thought we're supposed to love. I thought we're supposed to accept. See, what's going on is they are getting offended because you have rejected the invitation to come and go someplace with them. That's the reality. And by the way, Hillary, that's on them.
Yeah.
Hillary, that's not on you. You reserve the right to accept an invitation or to not accept an invitation. And you cannot be afraid of the recourse from them. If they judge you or they think that you're hiding something, by the way, let me go here. Did they tell you they thought you were hiding something?
Well, we heard it from the pulpit.
Wait a minute. So you're saying that your pastor got up and said Hillary and her family must be hiding something because they did not join us at the Sunday picnic the other day?
No, what was that? We was on a Wednesday night, and we were the only ones that stopped hanging out because they didn't know our finances. We were
Okay, whoa, hold on. How many people are in this church?
There were maybe about 50 people, and it was mainly a family church.
Okay, so 50 people, and you are 100% for certain, emphatically, in fact, you would put $1 million on the statement that says you were the only family that stopped going to events with them.
We at that time we were.
Okay, hold on. You're willing to take your entire life savings and bet it on that statement.
I bet it 100%.
Okay.
Because there was some other things that happened as well that I just wanted to know the answer to the question that I asked, because I have been battling with that, and I'm like, well, how do they get that from that? And it was
okay. Well, then, Hillary, here's the answer. You go straight to that pastor.
Mm-hmm.
If he's the one that said it from the pulpit, first of all, he ain't got no, forget it, I got to be clean, guts to actually talk to you face to face. And if he is so-called pastor, no wonder that he only has 50 people in his congregation. He don't even know the heart of the people. He don't even know what the needs are. Because if he doesn't know that you're in financial status, that your financial status right now is not healthy, then why do we call this man a pastor? Because his job is to shepherd his people. And in shepherding his people, his job is to be able to protect them, not stick a fork in them, not publicly abase them when everyone knows you're the only family that hasn't been going to the picnic. So whatever. So you go face to face with that pastor. You go face to face with him. And you say, Mr. Pastor, I love you. And I just want to make sure that I haven't done anything to offend you, or that our family hasn't done anything to offend you. I want to make sure that we're in right standing before God and the rest of the congregation. Last Wednesday night, a comment was made from the pulpit, and I just want to make sure that you are not addressing us publicly versus coming to us with Matthew 15, verse 18, I think it is, or 18, verse 15. Yeah, it's Matthew 18, verse 15 through 18. Mr. Pastor, did we do something wrong by not coming to that church picnic? I'd ask the question, Hillary. Do not let that go by. Do not let that go by. I go face to face. First, you need to forgive him. I now need to forgive him. You need to forgive him.
We have to.
Okay? You need to release him. You need to bless him. Okay? The whole family, we forgive you, we release you, we bless. No, guess what the proof is that you haven't forgiven? Is because you still have this question, and you said you still are dealing with it. So therefore, you haven't gone and done what the Bible says to do, which is to confront the issue. And confront the issue in love, not assuming that he was talking about you, but go and ask, okay, Lord, please help me. Forgive fully. I've released the offense that I've taken with the public abasement from the pulpit. Over what? Did you sin by not going to that thing? No, but they took offense. So my advice is you go straight into that. First, you forgive, completely release. You completely bless them. You release the hurt that you have, and you go face to face and you confront the issue in love. That's how you do it. Don't let it go unnoticed or untalked about. Thank you so much for the call, Hillary. And I'm sorry. Now I have to forgive your pastor. Lame. Okay. We'll continue after this.
Achieve your goals and change your life for the better?
Tune in, turn it up, listen.
Stay right where you are for more of The Dani Johnson Show.
Okay, if you know me at all, I don't want you spending a penny more than you have to on anything. This is one of those things. If you're a business owner and take credit cards, you're paying too much unless you're working with my friend Kevin at Prestige Merchant Solutions. He's so confident that if he can't save you money, he'll pay you $100. Listen, if you're accepting payment by credit cards, check it out. 850-200-0709. That's 850-200-0709. Kevin guarantees guarantees 5-star service. He guarantees he'll save you money, and he'll pay you $100 if he can't. No risk, right? So what are you waiting for? Call today. It's quick to change your current service, incredibly reliable, 24/7 support, and payments are processed quickly. Tell him Dani sent you. There's nothing to lose. Call 850-200-0709. 850-200-0709. Stop overpaying today.
No blaming, no excuses, just real solutions that will really change things. That's real leadership.
When somebody gets into management, oftentimes they feel like they are the boss and now everyone has to listen to me. I think it's important that leadership actually listens to others.
That's real leadership. Real leadership. Welcome to the Dani Johnson Show.
Why does it seem that in the very places where you and I would hope and expect for there to be, I don't know, love, acceptance, the benefit of the doubt, why is it that in those places we seem to find people who make assumptions, who seem to draw false conclusions? Yeah. Has that ever happened to you? Sure it has. But listen, if you're stewing over that hurt because they've assumed something that isn't correct, or they have made a character analysis that is completely off, or they haven't followed through with their promises, like the promises that we heard from Sarah. Promise of an open adoption and being able to see your child, and the adoptive parents just saying, nope, not going to do that. The bottom line is this: we have to make wise choices to keep ourselves healthy. And how you know if you're still hurt is if you're still stewing about it. You're still like getting hurt, re-hurt all over again about that situation. Today, we are talking about taking offense and how it is a poison, even like a fungus that grows underneath your fingernail that eventually rots and eats away your finger. So the fungus has to be killed, and it's killed through the power of forgiveness. If you have overcome, and we've got 2 people online right now on the phone waiting on hold to either share their story or looking for help, like how do I deal with this hurt? How do I move myself forward? This is Dani Johnson. I'm glad that you've joined me for hour 2 of the Dani Johnson Show. This is going to be riveting, I promise you, and it's going to be important that you pay attention here. We have a world full of hostile people. We live in an environment inside of the home as well as the office where people are hostile with each other. Come on, I know that maybe today you drove down the highway, someone cut you off, and I don't want to ask you what your response was. Was it, Lord God Almighty, bless them? It's amazing. Whenever I get in a car with somebody and I'm not the driver and there's always someone that's doing something, it's really crazy how people talk to other drivers who can't hear them, right? What do you think you're doing? Wait, hello, how come you didn't give me no signal, right? Do you do that? Well, sure, just get right in there. Hey, aren't you going to let me in? Hey, aren't you going to let me in? It's really funny. It really is. It cracks me up. There's several people in my life that when they drive, they're having a conversation with me and they're talking to the other drivers that are over there, correcting the ability of the other drivers. I think that's kind of funny. But again, I don't know why I talked about that, but that's a reality. But that shows you the kind of world that we're living in. There's so much hostility. We see it, road rage. Somebody branded that about 20 years ago. We live in a world of people who are hurt, and due to their hurt, they hurt others. We live in a world that hurt then causes people to be easily offended. You think everyone has it out for you. You see that no one can be trusted. You instantly judge falsely. You think it's right, but you instantly judge falsely somebody else's motives. This does not create healthy relationships. It doesn't bring harmony in the home. It doesn't bring harmony in the office. It doesn't bring harmony between you and your toddler or your teenager or your dog. Like my son, who has brought home 2 dogs. Yeah, Archer, who eats everything. This little dog likes to go into my office that I have in the house and he pulls paper out of the trash and he eats part of it and leaves the rest of it on the floor. Or for this last week, he likes to get into my closet. He goes all the way through the master bedroom, through the bathroom, into my closet to grab this one blue wool sock that's blue and white that was handmade by a precious, sweet woman in Finland. That when I went to Finland on a tour, she gave me this wonderful gift. Wool, handmade, blue and white socks from Finland. And Archer likes to grab the sock and take it and chew on it. Would that upset you? It has upset me. Yes. So I have to worry about loving on Archer instead of wanting to kill Archer. He also ripped out a hose out of my garden. The sucker hose that's underneath the flowers that my friend Joseph planted. He ripped it out the other day and just chewing on it, you know. I have to make the choice to love Archer. Oh, yes, I will lovingly correct Archer too. But I have to make the choice not to get myself all churned up and churned and wanting to just grab the dog. But I don't know about you, but have you seen that in the world? People have just like flying off the handle so fast, so easy. Some of them have no peace. Some of them have no joy. We're going to get to the bottom of that. Hurt. We're going to get to the bottom of that. Taking offense. We're going to get to the bottom of that. Stress. Frustration, anxiety, pressure, mad at people all the time, including perfect strangers that you are trying to correct on the road right now, teaching them how to drive. Good luck. Anyway, I'm going to the phones. I've got Les from Newton, Texas on line 2. Les, welcome to the Dani Johnson Show.
Good to be here.
Good. So, what can we do to help you today?
Well, I've kind of been going through a personal attack on social media.
Oh my gosh. Boy, is that a place people totally take offense, go crazy with their mouths through their fingers. Wow. Okay, talk to me about this personal attack, Les, on Facebook.
Well, it's actually from a high school friend that we have a group of us that, have to have discussions, pretty much daily.
Huh.
But he takes it as to if you don't agree with him, it's not just me, but he'll personally attack you.
Wow.
It's supposed to be like more of a narcissist. And it's gone as far as where he's unfriended me, and he'll follow me to somebody else's page to attack.
Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Wow. Les, that's crazy.
Very crazy.
The guy's psychotic.
Yep, I agree. And it's, I've talked to my pastor about him, and, it's just, I'm just kind of more, I pray for him that God will give him, change his heart.
Yeah.
That he's not better than everybody else.
Wow. And you know what? I'm so glad that you have a pastor that you can talk to, a pastor that can give you wise advice. Whoever else is on the line isn't hearing what that wise advice is, but it's important to forgive. Yes, even that guy, we have people that bash us on Facebook as well, and it's really sad. In fact, I had a guy recently, it was hilarious, had this guy on Facebook recently that bashed me with the Bible. And he says, Dani, I went to your website. It seems you're just nothing about greed. You just teach nothing about everything about money and materialism and everything's about money. I was like, wow. If only he knew the truth. And that's what we have to do, is we have to realize that when someone is spewing evil or a verbal attack, especially a character assassination, you're an idiot. You don't know what you're doing. I can't believe you think that way. I can't believe you voted for who so-and-so. All of that stuff, all they're doing is showing who they are. Especially someone on Facebook. Oh my gosh. Those Facebookers. First of all, here's one thing. This is something that my husband said that was so funny. There are some drunk F-bookers, is what Hans calls them. Drunk Facebookers. Yeah, people are at night drunk on Facebook. And while they are drunk Facebooking, they are attacking people. That's what they do. They are drunk Facebooking and they just let it all out. Now, again, that shows the character of the individual. It shows their lack of maturity, their lack of couth, their lack of honor, their lack of respect. And so it's really important to just let what they said stay outside of you. Don't eat it. Don't receive it. You see, life and death is in the power of the tongue. And even through Facebook, I mean, someone's tongue is operating through their fingers. Life and death is in the power of the tongue. And so you can choose to eat that disgusting, defiled mess that just spewed from his fingertips. You can choose to eat that, or you can choose to rebuke that. You can choose to reject that. You can choose to not even come anywhere near close to allowing it to even penetrate you. So you can block the guy on Facebook, and I highly recommend that you do. If you go into your account settings, you can actually block him so that he cannot find you on somebody else's page. And I recommend that you do that right away, and release him, bless him, forgive him, and move on. He is just showing who he is. Actually, he's showing who he's not. And if you choose to forgive and you choose to take the high road, you choose to love, release, and bless, then you're showing who you are. You're showing your character, your honor, your self-respect, and the respect for him. Because when you allow somebody like that to berate you, especially publicly, you're not respecting him. You're allowing him to look like a fool. You're allowing him to look like an idiot. That's the bottom line. Okay, I've got on line 3 from the UK. Awesome. Is it Josephine?
Josephine. Hi, Dani.
That's a misspelling. Josephine, welcome to the show.
Talk to you. It's such a pleasure. Thank you so much for this opportunity. It's awesome.
Awesome.
So really, with offence, I mean, something I've learned from having listened to a lot of your shows and listening to a lot of your what's the word I'm looking for? All the products that you have, you know, and even just studying the Bible and just, I'm learning more as I get older that to take offence is not productive.
Yes.
You know, people do say things that have hurt me even recently. You know, I'm trying to start something new, and you know, some people aren't very supportive and say things that are quite cutting. And whilst it hurts initially, after about, you know, a few hours of, you know, okay, that hurt, but I'm not holding on to it, because by holding on to it, I know I'm just going to become depressed, bitter, resentful, angry, and all those things that are not going to be productive and not going to help me move forward. So, you know, and the Bible always says, I remember, you know, it says, you know, love does not take offence.
Yes.
And so if I want to walk in love and I want to be a person of love, then I have to choose not to let the hurt, you know, go deeper and affect me to the point where I can't be productive or useful.
Yes.
So many things that you've said about forgiveness. You know, forgiveness is very, very difficult. But it's something we have to choose.
Yes.
Otherwise, the hurt becomes, like you said, that fungus. The hurt becomes, and I've been there plenty of times. I've been there sort of like, and I've gone into that depression and misery and thinking, oh, I'm not good enough. Oh no, I can't do it, and then I get miserable for quite a long period of time.
Yeah.
So I mean, thank God for you, and thank God for the things that you're teaching, and the Word, and reminding us that, you know, we have to choose. It's all about the choice.
And we're in control of that choice, no question. Yes. Thank you so much, Josephine, for everything you just said. This is Dani Johnson. We'll continue with more right after this.
Radio talk show host Dani Johnson in Kadwa, Haiti.
Hi, I'm Dani Johnson, and I'm here with Fida in her tiny little home. This home is the size of many people's closets in the United States of America. Now, we're sitting on a bed, just a piece of sheet or plastic that these beautiful babies sleep on. They have nothing. This family has nothing. No water, no food, nothing. Won't you do something? The Bible says that if you ignore the cry of the poor, then you too will cry and be ignored. They're not asking for nice clothes. They're asking for food. That's it. Food, water. You can help. We want to build her a home. We want to bring water, clean, fresh water here. But we can't do it alone. We need you.
Help us radically change a community. Go to kingsransom.org to make your donation to Kadwa, Haiti. That's kingsransom.org.
As a homeschool parent, you know you've taken a tremendous responsibility. Some children need straightforward academics. Sometimes a child struggles and needs a little extra support. Help is available and is as simple as a few strokes on your computer keyboard at homeschoolworksforyou.com. That's homeschoolworks, the number 4, the letter U.com. Homeschoolworksforyou.com is a terrific program to help homeschoolers and offers classes for grades 5 through 12 and has resources for tutoring, college planning, and testing, all taught from a biblically conservative view. Classes are flexible, and there's a variety of options for the complex schedules. Choose one class or many, depending upon your children's individual needs. Homeschoolworksforyou.com is a convenient online platform designed so all you need is a computer and an internet connection. It's also incredibly affordable. Visit their website today, homeschoolworksforyou.com. That's homeschoolworks, the number 4, the letter U.com.
Freedom is fragile and costly and must be defended by work and by faith and even by blood.
What if standing for your faith stood in the way of evil?
Now, your ministry reaches more people than the evening news, and I need you to get up there and announce that you fully support this bill.
I cannot water down the gospel to advance anybody's political agenda.
Would you be prepared to face scandal?
The girl is dead, John, and they're saying that you killed her.
I didn't kill anybody.
Surveillance.
They're watching for you.
Censorship.
They can't silence the truth.
And persecution.
I didn't know where else to go.
You're going to be charged with first-degree murder.
Your husband is a fugitive. Persecuted. Starring Fred Thompson, James Remar, and Natalie Grant. Rated PG-13. Parents strongly cautioned. In theaters now.
If you take away a man's right to speak his mind in a country founded on that very principle, you don't really have a country now, do you?
Working moms and dads, does your life feel like a 10-car pileup on the highway going nowhere? Do you crawl through each day hoping for an escape or at least the fast lane? I've been where you are. My name is Dani Johnson, and years ago I worked crazy long hours, never saw my kids, and hated my life. Today I'm a multi-millionaire, best-selling author, businesswoman with several companies, homeschooling mom, and I only work 20 hours a week. Want to know the very strategies that I use daily to be able to accomplish this? Call now. I'll email you a free ebook of our bestseller, First Steps to Wealth. Call 844-200-DANI. That's D-A-N-I. That's 844-200-3264. 844-200-DANI. Or visit firststepstowealth.com. That's firststepstowealth.com. Okay, if you know me at all, I don't want you spending a penny more than you have to on anything. This is one of those things. If you're a business owner and take credit cards, you're paying too much unless you're working with my friend Kevin at Prestige Merchant Solutions. He's so confident that if he can't save you money, he'll pay you $100. Listen, if you're accepting payment by credit cards, check it out. 850-200-0709. That's 850-200-0709. Kevin guarantees 5-star service. He guarantees he'll save you money, and he'll pay you $100 if he can't. No risk, right? So what are you waiting for? Call today. It's quick to change your current service, incredibly reliable, 24/7 support, and payments are processed quickly. Tell him Dani sent you. There's nothing to lose. Call 850-200-0709. 850-200-0709. Stop overpaying today.
Now, more of the Dani Johnson Show.
You know, the bottom line is this. You and I are going to continue to get hurt in our lives. I'm like, Dani, that's so depressing. Well, get over it. We have to eventually grow up one day and realize that that's a part of life, friend. It is. It literally is a part of life. And we have to make the choice of how will we respond. Will we respond with anger, malice, wanting to seek out revenge? Or will we make the choice to take the high road? Will we take the high road and give to our offender what we would want to receive when we have hurt somebody else? That's the bottom line. Anytime any one of us are not willing to give the grace that we expect others to give us, We have completely forgotten about our own faults. This is Dani Johnson. We're talking about taking offense and deep hurts that then turn into festering, disgusting wounds that rot your life out. They also inhibit your dreams, your goals, your aspirations. Also will draw you into depression, even suicide. No joke. That you can literally take a word that somebody spewed out of their wicked heart and you receive it inside of your heart, and it makes you question who you are. Makes you wonder if you can make it. Makes you renege on the commitment you made towards going after something that was worthy of your time. Well, we're going to the phones. We've got Hillary from Virginia. We're talking about those deep hurts. Hillary, what can we do for you today? Or what do you have to say about that hurt and taking offense? Hello, Hillary, are you there? Maybe.
Yes, you answered the question. The call got cut off already.
Okay, Hillary, go for it. What's your question?
You answered my question earlier. I was the one from Virginia about the pastor.
Yes, that's right.
Okay, you answered my question.
So what are you going to do about that, Hillary? Are you going to go face-to-face with your pastor?
I am.
Aw. I'm really, really proud of you. I'm really, really proud of you. So many people won't do that. You know what I mean? But the bottom line is that it's going to continue to hurt you and your family. And this will repeat in other churches that you go to. But if you actually literally go, okay, Lord, I'm going to follow what your word says. And Matthew also in Ezekiel, I think it's 34, it tells us exactly how to address those issues, how to address them in love. And if we don't, then their sin is on our hands. And you want to see your pastor grow. You want to see him do better. You want to see him shepherd people even better. And so God obviously sent you there to be able to have this face-to-face conversation that either he's going to get offended by or he's going to say, thank you. I really needed to hear that. So, Hillary, thank you so much for being here with us. We really do appreciate you. And I appreciate your courage, girl. That courage, you know where that comes from. It comes from Christ that is within us, for sure. So there you have it. Listen, here's the facts. So yeah, what do you do? What are you supposed to do when somebody has done something wrong against you? We've already been talking a lot about forgiveness, right? We've been talking about that you must forgive those who have hurt you, those who have falsely accused you, those who have come against you with absolutely no forewarning at all, right? Well, here's the deal. The deal is that you have to take that high road. Yes, forgive, release, and bless, but you also need to go face to face. You need to go face to face only after you have forgiven, only after you have prayed blessing over them and you feel in your heart that you want to bless them. Only then is when you go to these people and you say, hey, can we talk? And you address the issue from a goal of restoration, not from the goal of getting a confession. You don't want to hear, from the case with Hillary, for example, the pastor say, I'm sorry, I totally was wrong. That was terrible that I obeyed you in front of the entire congregation last Wednesday night. Don't even try to get that confession out of him. The point is that the issue needs to be addressed, and depending on where his heart is, his heart will be known, it will be seen, and we will know it based on what comes out of his mouth. Will he defend himself? Will he give an excuse? Will he deny it? Or will he say, thank you so much for bringing this to my attention. I really appreciate that, and I'm going to work on that. Please forgive me. In fact, next Wednesday night, I'll make sure I'll let everyone know that I was completely wrong. I will let everybody know that I screwed this one up. But again, addressing the issue, you cannot try to get the confession. Your job is just to have the conversation. That's the only part of your job, and that's it. Hey, I don't know if you've been over to the website, DaniJohnson.com, but we've got a free gift for you. It's a book, a free book, a real whole book, and that real whole book is called First Steps to Wealth. It's about creating wealth of relationships and a life that is just filled with blessing and harmony. I share my story about how I went from homeless to now financial independence. I'd love to give you a free copy of that book. If you go to DaniJohnson.com, again, that's DaniJohnson.com, you can get your free copy right now. We're going to continue with more of the Dani Johnson Show right after this.
The Dani Johnson Show makes you feel good.
Makes me feel good.
Is God calling calling you to the entertainment industry? Do you want to rise for Him? Do you want to be an actor, model, singer, or dancer and shine for God? Do you think the world needs better role models? Do you want to be a star for the Most High God? Actors, models, and talent for Christ is coming to a city near you. A new generation of Christian performers is rising. Call 800-STAR-420 or go to amtcaudition.com. God gave you talent for a reason, and that is to shine for Him. So we are searching for actors, models, singers, and dancers. Go to amtcaudition.com to find out when and where the next free audition will be held. Entertainment is the best opportunity for Christians to change the world, and the time is now. Are you ready for that call? 800-STAR-420 or go to amtcaudition.com. That's actors, models, and talent for Christ. Register for your audition today. Tell yourself that life isn't that bad. You relish the small pleasures. Drive-through coffee, big screen TV, vacations bought on credit cards. But that's as good as life gets unless you take a leap of faith. This is millionaire author, radio and television show host Dani Johnson, inviting you to join me for 2 days where you will acquire the skills to make the life you crave a reality. Call now 844-200-DANI or visit firststepstosuccess.com.
Ever wondered how to advertise on the Dani Johnson Show with tens of thousands of people just like you listening, thinking about the things you do, talking about the things you do, and needing products and services you need? Savvy business owners and marketing directors advertise on the Dani Johnson Show. Advertise your products or services on the Dani Johnson Show. Email info@intellerep.com or call 251-928-9400, 251-928-9400.
As a homeschool parent, you know you've taken a tremendous responsibility. Some children need straightforward academics. Sometimes a child struggles and needs a little extra support. Help is available and is as simple as a few strokes on your computer keyboard at homeschoolworksforyou.com. That's homeschoolworks, the number 4, the letter U.com. Homeschoolworksforyou.com is a terrific program to help homeschoolers and offers classes for grades 5 through 12 and has resources for tutoring, college planning, and testing, all taught from a biblically conservative view. Classes are flexible, and there's a variety of options for the complex schedules. Choose one class or many, depending upon your children's individual needs. Homeschoolworksforyou.com is a convenient online platform designed so all you need is a computer and an internet connection. It's also incredibly affordable. Visit their website today, homeschoolworksforyou.com. That's homeschoolworks, the number 4, the letter U.com.
Here's more great news for Christians. If you're looking for an affordable, God-honoring healthcare solution, the doors are always open at Medishare. As a Christian healthcare sharing ministry, Medishare receives a special provision under the new law, so you're free to enroll anytime. It's affordable with options to fit every budget. It's accepted. You can choose from America's largest network of health providers. And it's portable. You can take it with you wherever you go. Best of all, it's biblical. You never have to pay for things that go against your beliefs. Medishare is healthcare with peace of mind.
Learn how thousands of Christians can help you save on your health care. For your free information guide, call 855-90-BIBLE. Not available in Montana. Medishare, affordable biblical health care. Call 855-90-BIBLE. That's 855-90-BIBLE.
Okay, if you know me at all, I don't want you spending a penny more than you have to on anything. This is one of those things. If you're a business owner and take credit cards, you're paying too much unless you're working with my friend Kevin at Prestige Merchant Solutions. He's so confident that if he can't save you money, he'll pay you $100. Listen, if you're accepting payment by credit cards, check it out. 850-200-0709. That's 850-200-0709. Kevin guarantees
guarantees 5-star service. He guarantees he'll save you money, and he'll pay you $100 if he can't. No risk, right? So what are you waiting for? Call today. It's quick to change your current service, incredibly reliable, 24/7 support, and payments are processed quickly. Tell him Dani sent you. There's nothing to lose. Call 850-200-0709. 850-200-0709. Stop overpaying today.
Giving you the playbook to design your life. This is The Dani Johnson Show. And now, here's Dani.
Have you ever had one of those days where everything seems to be going kaplam? You know what I mean? Like, things that are supposed to go in a certain order, in a certain direction, and then, somebody just decides to flake? Have you ever had that happen? And then, of course, they're flaking, or they're, like, miscommunication, or, like, they forgot to tell you that they weren't going to be there? Yeah. And somehow that just leaves you hanging off in the distance going, now what do I do? We have to complete this thing. We can't not complete this. What do you do in that situation? Well, I like to look towards the best success book ever written. Yes, that would be the Bible. Proverbs, actually. Proverbs 19:11. It is one of my new favorite scriptures. It is posted on my pantry door in my kitchen. And this is what it says. It says, good sense makes one slow to anger, and it is his glory to overlook an offense. Because you and I want to get that person to confess that they totally dropped the ball. We want to get that person to say, I'm so sorry I did that. Oh my gosh, I didn't realize that me not showing up would create this problem for you. I'm so sorry I put you in that bad position. But the reality is, in most cases, most people are not going to say that. And you know what? Here's what's sad. In most cases, are we going to say that? Because come on, without trying, you and I have offended people. Without trying, we've hurt people. And people call our office all the time. I don't like what Dani wore today on the show. Oh, gosh. I don't like that picture she posted. Wow, I'm totally covered up. What's wrong? There's always someone that's going to be offended by someone else's choice in clothing, even if it's modest. I guess everyone has their own gauge of what they think is modest. Okay, how about if I wear a nun's outfit? You still would think that it wasn't right for those people that are easily offended by someone's dress code. Anyway, my point is that this passage has helped me a lot, especially in this last year. Oh my gosh, this last year has been one challenging year. One challenging thing after another. And I love this. And the reason why I have it on the pantry door is because I want to see it every day. I want to read it every day to remind myself it is my own discretion to overlook somebody else's sin. It's my own discretion. It allows me to say, I'm going to take the high road and I'm going to overlook and be, first of all, I'm going to choose to be slow to anger. It's my own discretion to be slow to anger. I'm going to choose to take a deep breath. I'm talking to myself right now. I'm going to choose to take a deep breath. Maybe I'm talking to you too. Take a deep breath, relax, chillax, and realize I've probably done the same thing to somebody else before. I probably have. I probably made a commitment and maybe I didn't follow it through. Maybe I didn't put it in my calendar. Maybe I didn't set an alarm. It wasn't on purpose. I'm not a flake by nature. Certainly, I'm not a flake by nature. But I'm sure that I've, missed something before. I'm sure I have. I know I have. And so have you. And so it's important, I think, that you and I offer grace to people when we don't want to give it. Isn't that true? There's always a place we don't want to give grace. But, when we're in that place where we actually need grace and you're around somebody that just wants to go, rah, come on, confess, you messed this up. I know you did this on purpose. Ugh. And you didn't try to do it on purpose. I didn't try to do it on purpose. It's not in my heart to be that way. But you could still get accused of being that way. And so that person's accusing you of that, who's misinterpreting your mistake. Again, it's good sense. It's good sense that makes one slow to anger. And it is his glory. Another translation says is his esteem. It esteems you to overlook an offense. It promotes you to overlook an offense. There's a book that I came across in my early business days. I'm sure you've read it. You really need to read it. It's How to Win Friends and Influence People. Such a powerful book. It's read by millions of people in thousands of translations that it's been done. It's an incredible book. It's just gone all over the world, and it needs to continue to go all over the world. I think we're in need of the book How to Win Friends and Influence People more today than ever before. The book was written back in the 30s by Dale Carnegie, just a powerful communicator. I believe he had such a heart. I believe that he must have known the same God that I serve, because he really actually teaches how to love your neighbor. That's what he really teaches you, without bashing you with scripture, but he's really like showing the way, showing the strategies. And one of the stories that has impacted me many times is the story of the airline mechanic. And so this very wealthy man, he has his own airplane. He's flying his own plane, and the plane, well, the maintenance guy didn't fix something correctly, and the man almost, he got himself in a very scary situation. And so the way that the man, again, the wealthy man, handled it is he did not storm into the mechanic and go, "Do you realize you almost cost me my life and my airplane? Do you realize you almost made my wife a widow and my children fatherless? What were you thinking? How dare you make this mistake?" But that is not what he did. But what he did instead is he did what this scripture says. He acted in good sense. He was slow to anger. And he chose to overlook the offense. So he simply went and said, "You know what? I believe in you so much." The mechanic knew what he did. He saw what he did. And he saw the danger that the pilot was in. And he said, "I'm so confident that you just learned such a valuable lesson that I want you to continue to work on my airplane and be my mechanic." Can you believe that? That seriously is the glory of overlooking an offense. Now, you tell me, if you were that mechanic, and again, you're hearing on the radio what's going on, all these mistakes are going on, and oh my gosh, you're worried that the man that you're serving could die because of your mistake that you made, whether it was careless or that you were trying to do too many things at once, or you were, is that called multitasking? Yeah. Oops, I forgot that detail. But, an airline mechanic forgetting that detail could kill somebody. Sad thing, bad thing. And I think they can get in big trouble for that, by the way. But anyway, so if you were in that mechanic's shoes, right, what would you do? You would feel like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I did that. You definitely would never make that mistake again. I think it had to do with fuel, actually. I do. I think it had to do with fuel. I'm not totally sure. It's been a while since I read the story, but the point is that sometimes we have to make the choice. And good sense. And what is that good sense? Is that you realize that you are not without mistakes. You're not a person that is free and clear of ever missing a detail. We all are free and clear. I mean, none of us are free and clear of making, none of us are free and clear of making mistakes. We all do. Everybody needs an editor. That's my belief. A woman that I met some years ago, man, that flew out of her mouth after coming to First Steps to Success, our training seminar. And she's a very polished Jewish woman and very smart and, graduate of Cambridge University and Columbia University, a writing school. And, she knows all these celebrities and politicians. She used to write for the White House. It's a very polished person. And I thought when she comes to First Steps to Success, it'll be interesting to see if she gets anything out of it. Based on what? Humility or ego or whatever. And after the first 3 hours, she came up to me and she's like, "Wow." Like, what? She goes, "That was so powerful." I said, "Really? What?" She goes, "I learned so much, Dani." And I said, "Seriously, what?" She goes, "Listen, everyone needs an editor. The best needs an editor." And she goes, "And I needed some editing. And that's exactly what you confronted me with over the last 3.5 hours." So I was like, wow, that statement stuck in my head. I really did. So good sense is someone that knows that you're not perfect. And therefore you don't have an expectation of other people being perfect either. That's where we really mess up in relationships, isn't it? Have you ever lived with somebody who had a standard of you being perfect, whether it was your parent or it's a spouse? Have you ever worked with somebody who has a standard of you being perfect? Now, listen, you might assume that person has a standard of being perfect, okay? But the reality is that maybe they don't have that standard. Maybe you're assuming it because you had a parent in the past that kind of head you up to this measuring stick that said, you're not measuring up. You're not measuring up. You didn't make it again, right? That then you carry with you through life, always trying to measure up and always falling short. But I'm talking about the real person who is that person with the measuring stick, the ruler going, nope, you didn't make it. Nope, you didn't make it. Nope, you didn't make it. It stinks to live with that. It does. I've lived with that actually in my life, where there's somebody that is just waiting for you to mess up, or they are assuming you are messing up even when you ain't messing up, or calling something that ain't what it is. And that hurts. But you have to make the choice to do exactly what this best success book says to do. Good sense makes you slow to anger, and it is your glory to overlook an offense. This is Dani Johnson. We'll continue with the last segment of the Dani Johnson Show right after this.
Dani Johnson says you can make great things happen in your own life.
Let's go.
Radio talk show host Dani Johnson in Kadwa, Haiti.
Hi, I'm Dani Johnson, and I'm here with Vida in her tiny little home. This home is the size of many people's closets in the United States of America. Now, we're sitting on a bed, just a piece of sheet or plastic that these beautiful babies sleep on. They have nothing. This family has nothing. No water, no food, nothing. Won't you do something? The Bible says that if you ignore the cry of the poor, then you too will cry and be ignored. They're not asking for nice clothes. They're asking for food. That's it. Food, water. You can help. We want to build her a home. We want to bring water, clean, fresh water here. But we can't do it alone. We need you.
Help us radically change a community. Go to kingsransom.org to make your donation to Kadwa, Haiti. That's kingsransom.org.
As a homeschool parent, you know you've taken a tremendous responsibility. Some children need straightforward academics. Sometimes a child struggles and needs a little extra support. Help is available and is as simple as a few strokes on your computer keyboard at homeschoolworksforyou.com. That's homeschoolworks, the number 4, the letter U.com. Homeschoolworksforyou.com is a terrific program to help homeschoolers and offers classes for grades 5 through 12 and has resources for tutoring, college planning, and testing, all taught from a biblically conservative view. Classes are flexible, and there's a variety of options for the complex schedules. Choose one class or many, depending upon your children's individual needs. Homeschoolworksforyou.com is a convenient online platform designed so all you need is a computer and an internet connection. It's also incredibly affordable. Visit their website today, homeschoolworksforyou.com. That's homeschoolworks, the number 4, the letter U.com. Hello there, working moms and dads. Does your life feel like a 10-car pileup on the highway going nowhere? Do you crawl through each day hoping for an escape or at least the fast lane? I've been where you are. My name is Dani Johnson, and years ago I worked crazy long hours, never saw my kids, and hated my life. Today I'm a multi-millionaire, best-selling author, businesswoman with several companies, homeschooling mom, and I only work 20 hours a week. Want to know the very strategies that I use daily to be able to accomplish this? Call now. I'll email you a free ebook of our bestseller, First Steps to Wealth. Call 844-200-DANI. That's D-A-N-I. That's 844-200-3264. 844-200-DANI. Or visit firststepstowealth.com. That's firststepstowealth.com.
Freedom is fragile and costly, and must be defended by work and by faith and even by blood.
What if standing for your faith stood in the way of evil?
Now, your ministry reaches more people than the evening news, and I need you to get up there and announce that you fully support this bill.
I cannot water down the gospel to advance anybody's political agenda.
Would you be prepared to face scandal?
The girl is dead, John. They're saying that you killed her.
I didn't kill anybody.
Surveillance.
They're watching for you.
Censorship.
They gave silence the truth.
And persecution.
I didn't know where else to go.
You're going to be charged with first-degree murder.
Your husband is a fugitive.
Persecuted. Starring Fred Thompson, James Remar, and Natalie Grant. Rated PG-13. Parents strongly cautioned. In theaters now.
If you take away a man's right to speak his mind in a country founded on that very principle, you don't really have a country now, do you?
Okay, if you know me at all, I don't want you spending a penny more than you have to on anything. This is one of those things. If you're a business owner and take credit cards, you're paying too much unless you're working with my friend Kevin at Prestige Merchant Solutions. He's so confident that if he can't save you money, he'll pay you $100. Listen, if you're accepting payment by credit cards, check it out. 850-200-0709. That's 850-200-0709. Kevin guarantees 5-star service. He guarantees he'll save you money, and he'll pay you $100 if he can't. No risk, right? So what are you waiting for? Call today. It's quick to change your current service, incredibly reliable, 24/7 support, and payments are processed quickly. Tell him Dani sent you. There's nothing to lose. Call 850-200-0709. 850-200-0709. Stop overpaying today.
Hello?
Improving the quality of your life. The Dani Johnson Show.
I love it.
Well, there you have it. As you and I discussed today, hurt is a part of life. Hurt is a part of marriage. It is. Sorry to tell you the truth, but that is the truth. Hurt is a part of raising kids. It goes with it. Hurt is a part of succeeding in business, your career. Hurt is a part of succeeding in your finances, too. I'm so sorry to tell you the truth, but it is. Hurt is a part of all of it. Hurt is on the road to success. And what's important is that you don't pull out of the road of success because you think that if you're not on the road of success, well, then by golly, you won't get hurt anymore. That's such a lie, friend. And you know it's a lie. That ain't true. If you choose to go full-on mediocre marriage, ew. Mediocre kids, yuck. We don't need more of them, okay? Mediocre career, really? Come on, that's what everybody else is doing. Mediocre finances, hello, there's no competition there. Listen, you're still gonna get hurt. Whether you're going for the path of your dreams or succeeding or doing something really important with your life, or you're not going. Either way, hurt is on both roads. It's on the path of mediocre and it's on the path of success. So I much rather be on the path of success and learn to grow up whenever hurt comes towards me, or not receive it, to just choose to leave that hurt aside. Choose to not pick it up. Choose not to receive it. Choose not to even hear it. But to choose to realize that that person that's spewing or that person that is doing something that is hurtful, that simply is just showing the wickedness that is in their own hearts. And by the way, as that wickedness is revealed, you might want to look in your own heart too. Seriously, because whatever wickedness you see in somebody else's heart, it's usually true about you and me too. It really is. Come on, the heart above all else is all out deceitful. And if you think you don't have any wickedness in your heart, you are fully deceived. 100% goners. So you might want to, drink some coffee and wake up and realize that, I probably need to look at my own heart. I'm hard enough to manage my own self, let alone trying to manage someone else, right? Come on. You're not going to change your spouse. You're not going to make him stop hurting you until you stop allowing yourself to be hurt. You got to address the issue. Same with the kids. Same with at work. Same with your friend. Or same with like what we heard earlier today about with Les about this old high school buddy that's just attacking him on Facebook and mistreating him. When you let people do that to you, you're teaching them it's okay. That's why you got to confront the issue and be done with it. confront it, and then it's on their own head. They're going to deal with their own consequences, because the bottom line is this. There's a law called the law of reaping and sowing, baby. What you put into other people, you will get back. Bottom line, what you plant, you reap. So for me, I much rather plant some blessing, right? I much rather plant honor and respect. Here's something here's a quote from Brigham Young. He who takes offense when no offense is intended is a fool. And he who takes offense when offense is intended is a greater fool. Ooh. So whether or not someone purposely tried to offend you or they did not, you're a fool if you take it. Don't touch the poison today. Choose to say, no, thank you. I don't receive that. That's not for me. I'm going to choose to bless. I'm going to choose to bless. I'm going to choose to encourage. And if that same wicked person keeps coming, then you draw the line in the sand. You say, no mas. We're done. Goodbye. Okay, I'm not talking about go get a divorce. That's not what I'm saying. Don't you read something into that. You need counseling if that's going on in your marriage. Like I've needed counseling throughout my whole marriage. Really, Dani? Uh-huh. Why? Because we were two messed up kids who came from both abusive backgrounds, both molested, both abandoned, jacked up, okay? And you take those two jacked up people and you put them in the same bed together, and then they start making babies, and then they work together. Woo! I know I'm having too much fun. Anyway, so the bottom line, friend, you're in control of your own heart. You're in control of how people treat you by whether or not you confront the issue in love. And you can make the choice to be on the path of success. Yes, you're going to get hurt there. And the path of mediocre. Yes, you're going to get hurt there. So to me, it might as well be worth it. If I'm going to get hurt, it might as well be worth it by bringing me great success in the future. I want to close with this. Years ago, okay, so 25 years ago, I started in business, right? And I had no business starting in business at all. My first business, okay, I had followed around this millionaire around the country, spent $25,000 at his seminars, learning, taking notes, just like looking at him like he was a god. That was my first business mistake. So I would hang on every word. I mean, I would stand in line for an hour trying to get his autograph, and I would hold on to that. You know, I just respected him so much. Honestly, he was my idol, and that was a terrible, terrible thing to do. And I reaped the curse of having a man as my idol, because just a few months after I went off and I married some guy that I only knew for 7 days, stupid, I end up embezzled by that same millionaire. Oh, my whole business was stolen. I actually was in the process of selling it for $250,000. I had an offer of $250,000 for that company that I built. I wanted to be done, so I made it profitable enough to sell it for a lot of money. $250,000 when you're 20 years old, 21 years old is a lot of cash. The transaction was about to be finalized, okay? Contracts were in hand, and what happened? We go to now check the accounts of all of my clients, and zero sales, nothing. The reports had big fat goose eggs. And this man had done it so strategically that it was going to cost me a ton of money to fight him. So I lost it all. And that's actually how I ended up homeless. Not to mention my husband then just decided to step in, and so then my bank account was drained. I had a $35,000 debt and a husband that was now living with some blonde model in Japan. Friend, I became homeless as a direct result of that. I still would be homeless to this day if I had not forgiven that millionaire guy that stole my business and my husband who promised to take care of me until death do us part, who had now committed adultery twice in 4 months. And he did not pay his debts, but left me with those debts. I'd still be homeless today if I had not chosen to, give grace. Not because I was a good person, trust me. It was because I was tormenting myself with the pain and the hurt. But I chose to forgive. I chose to release. I chose to bless, because I knew that given the same exact circumstances, if I were in their shoes, I knew that I had just as much wickedness inside of me to do the same exact thing. So I chose to forgive. What happened from there? You know the story. In the next 2 years, I made my first $1 million. I've made millions of dollars since, and I have a passion for seeing you succeed. Thank you so much for joining us today. I hope you enjoyed the show. Come over to Facebook, meet us up at Dani Johnson Live or on Twitter. Let us know how today's show helped you in any way. God bless you. We'll talk to you soon. Bye. Dani Johnson here, and you're listening to The Dani Johnson Show with tens of thousands of people just like you. People thinking about what you think about, talking about what you talk about, and needing the same products and services you need. It's a place where like-minded consumers gather, savvy business owners, marketing directors, and responsive individuals making significant buying decisions. From consumer home goods and services to business products, people just like you needing the same things you need. They should be buying your product and service or doing business with your company. I'd love to help. To find out how to advertise on this show, email info@intelerep.com. That's info@intelerep.com. Or call 251-928-9400. That's info@intelerep.com or 251-928-9400. Dani Johnson here, and you're listening to The Dani Johnson Show with tens of thousands of people just like you. People thinking about what you think about, talking about what you talk about, and needing the same products and services you need. It's a place where like-minded consumers gather, savvy business owners, marketing directors, and responsive individuals making significant buying decisions. From consumer home goods and services to business products, people just like you needing the same things you need. They should be buying your product and service or doing business with your company. I'd love to help. To find out how to advertise on this show, email info@intelerep.com. That's info@intelerep.com. Or call 251-928-9400. That's info@intelerep.com or 251-928-9400.